Military life and being away from family for long periods of time can be hard for all involved, but a naval wife from Plymouth is singing the praises of a project which helps keep her husband in touch with their children.
Yes, Reading Force encourages deployed members of the armed forces to read the same books as their children. Nikki Broom says it's helped one of her children in particular deal with the absence of her dad, who's currently away for 9 months. Hamish Marshall reports.
We're used to reunions at Devonport, and for children who may not see one of their parents for almost a year, the separation can be especially tough.
It wasn't Mr. Stink's fault that he stank. He was a tramp after all. He didn't have a home, and he never had...
This book has helped forge a bond between 7-year-old Olivia and her dad Daniel, who's on a 9-month deployment on HMS Portland.
Myself and Daniel were anxious that Olivia wouldn't talk to him for the duration of the deployment, and it's been nice. She hasn't, and she'll talk to him now after we've read the book. So it's given her that confidence to overcome the nerves that she had.
The project Reading Force sees children have scrapbooks to write about the books, and it really has given common ground.
After How Funny It Was, we were always talking about the bits we enjoyed most. It gave me more opportunity to talk to Daddy. I didn't know what to talk about or anything. When we didn't read the book, I felt really scared about talking to him without the book.
With a lack of video calls on this deployment, the reading has really helped. Daniel will be home soon, and it's hoped the books will help the family come back together. Hamish Marshall, BBC Spotlight, Plympton.
You're watching BBC's
Reading Force is working for them.
Before the ship deployed, I used to ring home, and it was sometimes quite hard to speak to Olivia. And as our eldest, she's the most easy to speak to, so it was a shame. But since we started reading the same book together, we had some things in common to talk about.
And that made months of single parenting a little bit easier for Nikki.
Even after finishing Mr. Stink together, it seemed to have overcome Olivia's fear of talking to Daniel over the phone, and then she would talk just general day-to-day what she's been doing in school, and it helped, didn't it? Yeah.
When families are perhaps tense because they're building up to another move or a school change, or there's other separations going on, there can be quite a lot of tension, and actually it can be very difficult to talk about what's really going on. And so talking about something that gives common ground, a book that you've shared, can be a good way of keeping that relationship going without having sort of tricky conversations that can end up in blame.
In there, that gives you a little prompt on what pictures to write.
No more tricky conversations for Daniel and his daughters, just something they can share both at home and when Dad's away.
The book in the words and pictures.
Happy birthday, Reading Force!
Thank you for all of our books over the years.
And scrapbooks.
And for helping you and Dad as well.
Thank you!